Doug Cohen here, Football Alumni of Michigan. We are at the University of Michigan golf course for the Sharon Moore Champions Circle Golf Classic. I'm joined by a couple of classics, a couple of former Michigan Wolverine players, Mr. Charles Woodson and Mr. Jarrett Irons. Thanks for joining, you guys.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate you both, and we're going to talk a little bit about Michigan football, obviously, and Michigan football.
That's all we need to talk about.
Well, that's right. That's right.
We're national champions, man. What else is there to talk about?
There's nothing else.
That's true. That's true. We can talk about that all day.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about one team, one legacy, and what that means, and the Football Alumni of Michigan. You know, starting with you, Charles, and Jarrett too, both of you, you know, going through life since you were here. And Charles, you've done a whole lot, obviously, in the game, in a lot of other places other than Michigan. But being a Wolverine and taking your experience here and carrying that with you and carrying that forward, what does being a Michigan Wolverine mean to you, and how has that impacted what you do in all the places that you've been?
Yeah, man, I was, you know, I'm fortunate. I would say, like, I'm one of the lucky, you know, student athletes to ever play the game, to be able to, you know, grow up where I grew up in Fremont, Ohio, single parent household, so I understood, you know, hard work, struggle, you know, understood, you know, watching my older brother and older sister go through sports. I had great guidance in that respect. And then to be able to come to a big time program like the University of Michigan, and to come here and to be around great people, to have a great coach. Lloyd came in my freshman year, he was the head coach. To have, you know, guys on the team who were, you know, veterans of the game, like Jarrett Irons and other, you know, upperclassmen that we had. I felt like I was always surrounded by great people that, you know, really understood and really honed in on what we always would say is no one man bigger than the team. Mm-hmm. And so that was instilled in us by Coach Lloyd Carr. He used to, you know, have us always visit Mott Children's Hospital, and that was a big component of what he was trying to teach us. It ain't just about you coming down here to Schembechler and putting on the pads, putting on the maize and blue and the wing helmet. Like, there's some other people who don't have the opportunity to do that, and you need to think about those people as well. So I just felt like I've always been in a great environment with great people that are able to, you know, kind of impart those types of things on you. So that's why, you know, I feel like I've continued to give, starting with my mom and my family, coming here to Michigan, being around this family. That's why I think all of us kind of do so much, you know, the way that we do now.
Yeah, and I agree with Charles. I mean, you know, I think once you join this fraternity of Michigan and Michigan men, and you learn the tradition of the men that have played before us, and the character that it takes to play and represent a university like this one, it's amazing. I mean, and it's great for all of us to get together. It's always like a reunion because we're all like-minded. We're like one team, one legacy, but we all share in that. Like when Charles, we've talked throughout the years when, you know, anytime he was playing and all the accolades he's accomplished, we accomplished because we felt a part of that, you know what I mean? Because we're all, and Wood, you know, he always took that on his shoulder, like I'm representing more than just myself. Yep. And that's just who he is and how his mom raised him and his family, and I just love to be a part of it.
I'm just surprised the man got all his buttons buttoned up. every time I see him, it must be because he got the microphone on there.
It's because
every time I see him, man, his shirt wide open. Oh, there's Jarrett. I know when Jarrett's around, that shirt wide open. You seen him?
I've seen him.
You seen him?
When Andy said he was going to give everybody out his
I had no choice. They pulled me
up. You got a special one made for Jarrett.
Hey, fam changed you. When you get around fam, you change. See what I'm saying?
That's right. Hey, you gotta know the audience. You gotta be a chameleon. You gotta be able to move in the right circle.
Wood knows me. He knows me very well. That's my dude.
I don't think he's the only one.
That's true. That's true. Very true.
That's all right though. And hey, and you guys were teammates here, so so you know, talk about the camaraderie between you two and the other guys that you played with, and how that carries forward. Because, and the reason I ask is because one of the things that that FAM is really tasked with, and one of the things that's really an initiative for us as a 501c3, is to be able to start doing more charitable type of work and giving back and helping and giving back to former players. So, I think all of us who've been out for a while have had guys that we played with that we both know or that we all know together that might be struggling.
Yeah.
And that's why we have this teammate assistance program where we can help guys. And how have you, without going into specific details, but just how do you look out for each other and the guys that you played with? How do you, do you have group text? Do you kind of look out for the guys that might need help? And how will you communicate what FAM is doing to provide some of these resources for guys who need it?
Yeah, well, I think, he'll speak on FAM, but I just think in terms of, relationship-wise, like we all forged a great relationship when we played. And not all of us, we're not always in touch, all throughout the year. Everybody's kind of got their own life. Everybody's got their own thing going on. But we'll keep up with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like Jarrett always send me a text when he sees, something I'm doing. Be like, man, great job. You represent all of us at Michigan, like he mentioned before. And so we just have that relationship that will stand like, the test of time. You don't have to see each other every day to still be your guy. And so, for myself and having, my charity, having my fund at CS Mott Children's Hospital, the Woodson Fund, having the event on Main event every year where Jarrett will come back. We got these young players that are kind of understanding what we do as well, so that as they go through Michigan and on the other side of it, they'll come back and they'll kind of do the same thing. So not only is it about, helping a certain person, it's about the players now seeing what we do and then them carrying it forward. So when we're done or wherever, whatever happens to us, then they're carrying that forward. So just trying to be an example as well to the younger guys, man, I think is a big help, just to have that camaraderie. And then it don't hurt to have a national championship, that just gives us a reason to come back and be around it and to learn some of the things that all of us are doing.
And I think also too, just like what said, we'll text or show up at different events we know we're going to be at, but it's always love and it's always a reunion. But I think also too, having a program that's been very open to bring us all back and have different events, having an event like this and or when we were doing the FAM, Zoom calls and so forth, getting more people involved in what we were doing. I think it's little things like that that brings us all to come back. We, at the end of the day, we all share one common goal, and it's that Block M. Yep. And with that Block M, it's changed all of our lives. And so, we're all part of this alumni and this family that you want to be around.
Yep.
Yep.
So it's been good.
That is good. And Charles, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk a little bit about the whiskey and your business that we've been able to partner up a little bit with on a tailgate for Football Alumni of Michigan. Talk a little bit about how that's going and what your brand is all about. Yeah, man,
it's going well, man. It's a tough business to be in because there's so much competition. There's always a new label, a new celebrity coming out with a new brand every day, so you're always trying to stay ahead of it. I feel like I have a great team in terms of being very creative and how we approach the public, and really just trying to let people know that I have it, because that's half the battle. You'll meet people sometimes and they'll be like, hey, we didn't know you had a whiskey, we didn't know you had a wine, and I'm like, well, I do. Now here you go, taste that. So it's been great to be able to partner up with FAM and their team with their tailgate, on game days, because it does allow people to see, exactly what it is that I'm doing. And so we hope to continue that relationship and just be a part of that experience, that game day experience. Me, being a former athlete here at the University of Michigan, and regardless of whether I'm here physically or not, there's still a part of me that's here, and being able to be a part of what goes on here at the stadium, in the parking lot and whatnot. So it's going well. We're still trying to expand, but still trying to take it slow at the same time, to make sure that we're doing things correctly and doing it the right way. But we feel like we're on good footing right now, and some great things happening for us in the near future. So be on the lookout.
That's great.
It doesn't hurt that it's very good.
That never hurts. That never hurts.
So I like to partake.
Yeah.
Quality is key.
Yeah,
well, and what's the best way to find it?
Yeah, so we're all over Michigan. You can go to Meyer, you can go to Total Wine.
Yep.
You can go to the Chop House, downtown Ann Arbor, or you can go online, woodsonwhiskey.com. You can order it as well. So, yeah, man. I mean, just you know what you do? Wherever you frequent, ask them if they had it. If they have it. If they don't have it, tell them to get it. That's the tagline. That's the tagline, right? If you don't got it, get it.
I know how that works. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, hey, this has been great. Let's finish with one. A lot of people, for both of you who've followed Michigan football forever, have watched your exploits and know what their favorite moments might be from your careers. But if you had to say what your proudest moment was as a Wolverine, could you say what it was? Could you pick one?
Yeah, I couldn't pick one, but there's a pool of them. There's a pool of them.
You've got plenty of them.
Yes.
But for me, our biggest rival is it's Ohio State. I mean, make no mistake about it. The year that we won it, we felt like whoever we were going to play, we were going to beat them. We had to get past Ohio State. So to be able to have that moment in our stadium, that punt return, which is very reminiscent of Desmond Howard's punt return down the sideline. And what's crazy is I don't think I ever really paid attention to that till
years after. Same here.
You know what I'm saying? And then you watch it, you see, you're like, damn, that's eerily similar.
Very,
you know what I mean?
Very.
So I think that moment there, and being one of the players that helped solidify that game, and finally being able to get to the Rose Bowl, because he had been to the Rose Bowl. Guys that we played with, they always talked about the Rose Bowl.
Right.
And so it was the place we were trying to get to. And to be able to put the rose in the mouth and that still be, kind of
signature,
signature of going to the Rose Bowl, like those two moments, punt return, rose in the mouth, knowing that we were going, like those are the two that really stick out.
Love it, Jarrett.
Yeah.
I've had a few. I mean, not as many as Wood, but I would say the Ohio State game, my last one I played. We were playing in Columbus. And I ended up being player of the game, and had a bunch of tackles, beating Eddie George and those dudes. And
13-9.
Yeah.
That was the last one. That was the last one.
Yeah, that was the last one. Yeah.
13-9. Yeah, we went down there. They thought they was going to
smack us. They thought they would.
Yeah,
we had to show them something.
Come on, man.
We had to show them a little something. You know what I mean? We had to shut them up. It was so loud in the beginning of that game, wasn't it?
Oh man.
And then they got real quiet.
Yeah. They was up 9-0.
And then it got quiet.
They got real quiet.
Funny how that happens, huh?
Yeah, it happens. It's
no
funny.
No doubt.
Love it. Well, that's a great memory to finish on,
no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
All right, well, hey, thanks for both of you sharing all your thoughts with us, and thank you all for checking it out. Football Alumni of Michigan, follow us online, and go Blue.
Go Blue.